Hi, welcome to today's video. So today's video is a little bit different from my previous videos. Today I'm going to be talking about basically a bunch of face products, more specifically blushes and highlighters that I've been using in the last 3 months, which are from my collection. They're basically products that are more than a year old, and they're products which I basically stop using every now and then with all the new products coming in. But the last 3 months, I basically pulled them out and I've been really enjoying them. So this video is more like to encourage you to basically shop your stash, to take out some of your older products which you enjoyed at one point and then just kind of revisit them, because some of them are so good and I don't know why some of them were discontinued. They're pretty nice, and I'm kind of like still puzzled as to why they're not available anymore. So some of them are limited edition as well. So I'm just going to be talking about them anyway. So if you have them in your collection, you're kind of reminded to take them out and use them. And some of the products that I'm talking about are actually still available. So if you are interested, you can still go buy them. So it's a mix of all of that, and it's a mix of both high-end as well as drugstore. So let's get started. So the first product I'm going to be talking about is a highlighter. So this one, this is a highlighter from Estee Lauder. This is the Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess collection from, I think this is from 2018 or 2019, I'm not so sure. And this is the highlighter in Heat Wave. Now, this was actually a very popular highlighter at one point when it first, I think, came out, and highlighters were having like a big moment. So this is like a baked gelée formula, and this particular version, I think they come out with this highlighter like with multiple collections every year. And this particular collection, I think this one basically had like an overspray. So I mostly have kept like the overspray intact on one side of the pan, and I've been basically digging my brush out here. So yes, it's a baked gelée product. You don't really need too much. It kind of melts in really nicely into your skin. So it's very easy to use product, and for the most part, I like the shade. It goes really well with my skin tone. So if you have my skin tone, and yeah, you're looking for like an old classic, this is actually a pretty good one to check out. I'm sure Estee Lauder will bring Heat Wave back in some form again in some newer collections. So yeah, so it's not something that you probably like kind of missed out on forever or something. I'm sure it's coming back in some form or the other, in some collection or the other, because it's kind of like Estee Lauder's thing, I think. So so yeah, so this is a highlighter that I've been enjoying quite a bit, and I just realized how much I actually enjoy these kind of baked gelée type of formulas once I started using this one. Now, another highlighter that I've been really enjoying, and I'm usually not the sort of person who likes loose powders, loose face powders, loose powder blush, loose powder highlighter, nothing. I mean, I generally stay away from them. But this particular one from Givenchy, which was, I think, released last year for Christmas. This is from their, I don't know what collection it was called, but it was a limited edition collection for Christmas, if I remember right. And this is the Prism Libre Powder Highlighter in the shade Organza Or. So this has basically got two shades in there, and it comes with the typical Givenchy style packaging for all their loose powders. So it has 4 quadrants, and two of the quadrants have the same shades, and it comes with that typical, that sieve packaging that they have. So yeah, the application can get messy, but at the same time, the finish of this product on the skin is just amazing. It just looks very skin-like, and I really like that finish. And this particular loose powder, although it is a loose powder, the first thing when I first picked it up, I was kind of cautious because I thought it might be too glittery. However, this is actually like almost like a pearl or very, very, very finely milled um, glitter or shimmer. So it's kind of, it just doesn't, there's no visible specks of glitter as such. It's just a nice, beautiful sheen. It almost gives you the same effect as using like a baked gelée style of product. So I'm kind of interested in trying more of Givenchy's loose powders, because Yeah, this particular product I'm very impressed with, and they do have a lot of those color correcting powders in their line, which I have stayed away from for the longest time simply because they're in the loose powder format. But after using this, and if those powders are as finely milled as this one, I don't really mind trying them out. Yeah, so again, this is probably not something I would take with me traveling. I would probably prefer like a more compact version, but overall I really like this one, and it looks really beautiful on the skin. And I think I might just use this again for the whole month of December simply because it's kind of festive. I like the packaging as well. It's got like this mirrored finish and it's got this gold all around it. So yeah, it's a pretty nice, cute little highlighter from Givenchy. Again, that was limited edition. So I think if I remember right, I did check this up. I think it's still available in the UK. I don't know about the US. In the UK, I think it's still available at Selfridges, if I'm not wrong. So if you're based in the UK, you can still actually buy this. So yeah, that was the other highlighter that I used. Now, the last highlighter that I want to talk about is from this Natasha Denona Blush and Glow Duo. Again, this one I think is still available if I'm not mistaken. I think I did see this on Sephora a while back. So this is like something I picked up, I think in 2019 perhaps. So yeah, this is what it looks like. It comes with a blush and a highlighter. I don't really care too much about this blush. It looks okay. It's not like the best formula in my opinion. I have much better blushes in my collection than this one. So the blush formula is not my favorite. The highlighter, however, is a totally different story. It looks really beautiful. Again, like both of these other products, this also has no glitter in it. It's just very nice, beautiful sheen on the cheeks. And so that's the kind of highlighter that I like. I don't like visible specks of glitter in my highlighters. So that was something I really, really enjoyed as well. So yeah, so these were like basically the three highlighters in addition to some of the other newer products that I was trying out. These were the highlighters that I was using in the last 3 months. Now let's get to some blushes. Now I'm trying to think, should I start with stuff which is available or not? Okay, I think this one is still available. So this is from Anna Sui, and this is from the Anna Sui Black line. And she came out with, I think, a couple of other products as well. There's some lipsticks and I think some eyeshadows as well in this line, and these are the blushes. I really like the packaging, and although it's plastic and it doesn't really look that high end, it's still kind of cute. It's got a very different aesthetic, and Anna Sui in general has a very interesting vibe as a brand. So yeah, so Anna Sui is a Japanese makeup brand for those who are not aware, but I think most of their products are available at Beautylish in the US. I think this particular one I picked up from Beauty Bay, and Beauty Bay also carries Anna Sui. I don't know if they still do, but at one point they did. I haven't checked Beauty Bay in a while, so I'm not so sure, but yeah, it's basically a Japanese brand. Now this particular blush, I love the shade. It's a very nice dark um red with a lot of, I don't know, pink vibes in it. It's like a pink red, so it's just perfect for this time of the year to give that very nice flushy look, out from the cold kind of a look. I think that's like a new trend, I don't know. But yeah, this blush kind of gives that. If you have my skin tone, you look really nice and flushed. It's like apple cheeks if you use this particular one. And I really like the formula. It's a very nice, easy to use formula. It doesn't like what do you say? It doesn't like look as scary to use as it does when you look at it in the pan. You can like easily layer it up. So it's kind of like a buildable one. At the same time, it is pigmented enough. It's not like it's a low pigment blush. So it's kind of easy to use even if you have like a medium to fair skin tone. So yeah, so that way I really like how versatile this blush is. And it does have a faint rose scent, which might be troublesome for some people. I personally don't mind it. It's not too overpowering. I generally don't like her eyeshadows because I find the eyeshadows to have more of a rose scent than the blush. And so therefore I basically don't buy any of her eyeshadows. But the blush is okay, in my opinion. It's not too intense, the rosy scent. But yeah, a word of warning. I know a lot of people don't like rose scented products. So yeah, so that was one of the older products that I've been using. Another one is from Too Faced, and this is the Too Faced Sweetie Pie It's supposed to be a radiant matte bronzer, but I basically like to use this as a blush on my skin tone with the, the swirls of pink here along with like a lighter brown together makes it a very nice neutrally browny peachy kind of a blush versus a bronzer. So I use this more as a blush versus a bronzer. You could say this is more like a, what's it called, a blonzer, the Bare Minerals blonzer. It's more something like that for my skin tone. This one unfortunately has been discontinued and I don't know why. I actually really like Too Faced's the peach line. They had like a peach finishing powder which was my absolute favorite. It just really gives a very nice radiant all over glow to the face, and I missed that powder. Unfortunately they stopped making it. And there were a couple of other products as well in the sweet peach line which was really nice. And this particular blush is also really, I mean not blush, sorry, bronzer is also really nice. And yeah, I wonder why they discontinued it. This is one of those products which I'm kind of wondering why did they stop making it, because I thought it did pretty well in the market as well. So anyway, so this was something that again I was very happy to revisit in the last few months. The next product is from Laura Geller, and this is from her baked gelato line. She basically came out with these gelato swirl blushes as well as her famous highlighter, which is called Gilded Honey, I think. Yeah, that was the one that was really popular at one point. So yeah, these products were like the corresponding blushes in the same line. And again, this was also something that was so beautiful, and I don't know why they discontinued them. These are again, I think like a baked gelée type of formula, and I have this in the shade Papaya, and this is such a beautiful shade, especially if you have my skin tone. I'm not sure again where you can pick this up. I think eBay maybe, but these are really, really beautiful. And I'm again very disappointed that she discontinued this particular line. Yeah, again, I think they should bring back the Gilded Honey one as well, the highlighter as well as these blushes back, simply because these are very well performing products. So I'm not again sure what makes companies, decide to stop making some of these things. Now the packaging isn't exactly very luxe feeling, but the actual product is made in Italy and I really enjoy it. Again, this one, because it's a baked gelée product, it does just go on really smooth onto the cheeks. It doesn't really, it has a bit of a sheen, I would say. It's not a full-on matte blush, but there's definitely no shimmer in this one. So if you don't like the traditional baked blushes from Laura Geller, which have some amount of shimmer in them, these were actually a very good alternative because they were kind of more of a satin sheen versus any shimmer. So this one is very nice. Again, picks up beautifully with your brush, very easy to layer, very nice, just kind of melts in with the skin and doesn't sit on top. So that was also something that I really, really liked. Now, I think the last three products that I'm going to be talking about have been discontinued again. So yeah, again, these are products that I recommend that you go and revisit if you have it in your collection. So yeah, that's basically the intention of showing some of these products. So the next one I want to talk about is this very inexpensive blush from the drugstore. This is from Lottie London and this is from their Blush Crush line. I have this in the shade Justin. This was a very beautiful blush. This one, it was really inexpensive. I think less than $5. And again, this was again something they discontinued. I don't even know why, because I thought it was doing pretty well. It was quite popular when it came out. So yeah, again, I'm not sure why they stopped making them. So this one again is, it looks very matte in the pan, but it does have a little bit of a satin finish on the cheeks, and I really like that. So it doesn't look like a very chalky, flat matte powder on the cheeks. And this particular color, Justin, is very beautiful. It's a very nice neutral pink on my skin tone, and I really enjoy using this, especially when you just don't want to think about, what type of blush would go with your lips and your eyes and everything. This is an easy to grab type of blush. So yeah, I kind of miss having this in stores. They did have a bunch of colors, and so they had, I think, at least some 4 or 5 shades. So I kind of feel like I missed out on some of the other shades. They were all very interesting shades with yeah, very nice price tag. I think they were less than $5 if I remember straight. So yeah, so this was the other one that I was using. Now, the last two products that I want to talk about are from Kiko Milano, and again, they've been discontinued. But the good thing about Kiko Milano is that they sometimes bring back old products in new packaging. For example, this is from their Wonder Woman collection, which I think came out like 2 years ago or so. And this one is the Wonder Woman Starlight Blush in Charming Rose. Now, this particular product, I'm not sure if it's a baked product or if it's a powder, because it behaves just like a baked gelée powder. It's again extremely smooth. It kind of picks up and works exactly like a baked gelée product. So I kind of have a doubt whether it is one. It has like the most beautiful sheen. It's a very sheeny blush, no glitter again. So it's a winner in my book. And there's no glitter, there's no visible specks of glitter. It just looks really nice and sheeny on the cheeks, and it really performs like a really high-end blush. So this particular blush is very special in my opinion because it was very inexpensive and it's very much like a high-end blush. Now, they did come out with a new collection, Kiko. They came out with a new collection for Christmas called, I think, Sparkling Joy or something, or Joy of Giving. I think something Joy is their holiday collection. And they do have blushes, and the blushes in that line, they do kind of remind me of this, at least from the pictures. I don't have a Kiko Milano store near me, so it's not very easy for me to actually see the products in person unless I actually buy them. And because I have a lot of blush, I've basically decided not to buy that particular product this time around. But yeah, from the promo pictures and from some videos online, the blush looks like it's got the same formula as this. I believe it's the same formula. It looks very similar. So if this is something that interests you, I highly recommend checking out the latest collection from Kiko, where they have, I think, 3 different shades of the blush, and it's like a duo blush. So you get 2 shades in the pan, so that's even better than this one, I guess. But yeah, the formula looks very similar to this, at least from, like I said, from the pictures and videos that I've seen. So that's the first Kiko Milano product. The second one was from their Unexpected Paradise line, and this is in the shade Aspirational Mauve. This shade is just so beautiful. I love it. I love the imprint. It has a slight coconutty kind of sweet coconut vanilla type of a scent, which I don't mind. This one is not scented. I don't get much of a scent from this one, but this one has a bit of a scent. I really like the shade, and this is like the perfect shade for fall if you have my skin tone. So I really enjoyed using this during fall. And yeah, I was very happy to use it. I was very happy to use all of these products, which is basically why I decided to do this video, although some of them are not really available anymore. But I'm sure you can find something similar in your collection, or maybe even among the newer products that are being released. So this particular one, again, the shade Aspirational Mauve, I have seen Kiko come out with very similar looking blushes in some of their recent collections. So if again this one has caught your interest, I recommend just keeping track of Kiko's limited edition collections. They do tend to repeat some of the shades. So yeah, chances are you might be able to pick up something like this in one of their recent collections, or maybe in the future collections as well. So so these were some of the products that I've been enjoying from my collection. And I hope this video inspires you to look into your collection and use some of the products that you already own. Yeah, I thought I would do this video before I show you my Black Friday haul. Yeah, I like to do both. I like to mix the old and the new. So I will be coming back with another video, most likely my Black Friday haul video next week. So till then, bye. Have a nice day.